In the sprawling labyrinth of Tokyo, where neon lights glitter and life pulses with a veneer of normalcy, a nightmarish chapter unfolded that would forever etch itself into the city's dark history. The story of Junko Furuta is a haunting narrative of unimaginable cruelty, a grim reminder of the horrors that can arise from the darkest recesses of human nature. It was a cool November evening in 1988 when Junko Furuta, a 17-year-old high school student, left her home in the quiet suburban district of Adachi, Tokyo. She was just beginning to navigate the world, filled with dreams and aspirations. Yet that evening, her path intersected with the malevolence of Hiroshi Miyano, a 19-year-old delinquent whose malevolent intentions would soon shatter her innocent life. The seemingly innocuous walk from her home to her destination turned into a horrific ordeal when Miyano and his accomplices seized Junko. They had been laying in wait, their intentions as twisted as they were methodical. The abduction was not a random act, but a premeditated crime driven by a sadistic craving for control and suffering. The night was about to descend into an abyss of terror and despair. Junko was forcefully taken to an abandoned warehouse in the outskirts of Tokyo, a place that would transform into a nightmarish prison. This warehouse, cold and barren, became the crucible of Junko's suffering, a place where the veneer of civilization fell away to reveal a grotesque tableau of cruelty. The walls, once merely structures of concrete and steel, now bore silent witness to the horrors that unfolded within their confines. The space within the warehouse was transformed into a dungeon of despair. The perpetrators, led by Miyano, subjected Junko to a relentless cycle of abuse. Her captivity was marked by an unending series of brutalities: physical violence, sexual assault, and psychological torment. They imposed a reign of terror that was as systematic as it was cruel, designed to break her spirit and reduce her to an object of their sadistic pleasure. The horror was not confined to mere acts of violence. The captors meticulously recorded their atrocities, capturing the suffering of their victim on film. These recordings were a chilling testament to their depravity, a grotesque display of the cruelty they inflicted. The tapes became a dark relic of their inhumanity, a record of the torment that was to become Junko's reality. Each day in captivity brought new horrors. The abuse was not only physical, but deeply psychological. Junko was subjected to degrading and humiliating acts designed to strip away her dignity and hope. The relentless nature of the abuse ensured that there was no respite, no moment of peace in her daily torment. Her existence was reduced to a series of excruciating experiences, each more harrowing than the last. Despite the overwhelming horror of her situation, Junko exhibited an extraordinary strength. Her resilience in the face of such unimaginable suffering was a testament to the human spirit's capacity for endurance. She clung to a fragile hope and maintained a semblance of defiance, even as her tormentors sought to crush her will. The outside world remained oblivious to the terror unfolding within the warehouse. Junko's family and friends were left in a state of profound anguish, their search for her tragically thwarted by the impenetrable secrecy of her captivity. The perpetrators maintained a facade of normalcy, their outward appearances masking the monstrous reality of their actions. As the days turned into weeks, Junko's situation grew increasingly dire. The physical and emotional toll of her captivity began to erode her resolve, but she continued to endure. The warehouse, once a place of potential escape, became a tomb of despair, where every moment was a reminder of the darkness that had consumed her life. The end of Junko Furuta's tragic ordeal came in January 1989. After enduring over 40 days of relentless abuse, her captors, driven by their own twisted motivations, decided to end her life. Her murder was a final, horrific act in a series of atrocities that had defined her captivity. The brutality of her death was a grim testament to the depths of human cruelty, a final chapter in a narrative of horror. The discovery of Junko's body shocked the nation. The details of her torture and murder were revealed in a case that would become infamous for its sheer brutality and inhumanity. The warehouse, once a place of torment, was exposed as a prison of unspeakable cruelty. The case served as a grim reminder of the darkness that can lie hidden beneath the surface of ordinary life. The trial of Junko Furuta's captors was a public spectacle, a grim recounting of the horrors that had transpired. The courtroom became a stage for the revealing of the full extent of their depravity, and the nation was forced to confront the chilling reality of what had occurred. The case became a symbol of both the need for justice and the resilience required to confront such inhumanity. In the aftermath of the trial, the legacy of Junko Furuta's story became a haunting reminder of the depths of human cruelty. Her case prompted a reevaluation of societal protections and the importance of addressing violence and abuse. The memory of her suffering remains a stark reminder of the darkness that can lurk within individuals and the need for vigilance in the face of such horror. As you reflect on the tragic story of Junko Furuta, remember that true horror lies not just in the acts of cruelty, but in the indifference and secrecy that can allow such horrors to persist. Her tale is a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk within society and the incredible strength required to confront and overcome such inhumanity.